thank Ifre. I wasn't sure I would find anyone out here. My village needs help. The forest has turned against us. I don't know how else to describe it. Spriggans and Sench just started tearing through our village in numbers. We've had to take refuge in the sacred cave, but we've...
The eyes of your victims see your sins.
Oh, thank Ifre. I don't know how else to describe it. Spriggans and Sench just started tearing through our village in numbers. We've had to take refuge in the sacred cave where we hold our religious ceremonies. Trethane Roland sent me to look for outside help. I don't know what he intends. He said something about a horrible crime. I think he thinks the forest is trying to exact justice for something. He's in the sacred cave with the others.
I can't tell you how glad I am you're here. Something is horribly amiss, and we can't leave this cave without fearing for our lives until it's put right. We are followers of the Green Pact, pledged to protect the forest from all harm. In exchange, the forest shapes itself to our needs. But now the forest has turned against us, stirring the Sench to attack us and driving us into hiding. Only a gross violation of the Green Pact could cause the forest to attack us in this way. My suspicions were confirmed when we entered this cave. We found the sacred blossom, Sanguine Alendo, cut from its stem. No wonder the forest is angry. The requirements for correcting a violation of the Green Pact are well established. 3 kinds of proof are required for judgment: witness testimony, physical evidence, and a magical omen. Without all 3, no judgment can be rendered. I've been able to narrow the suspects by talking to the villagers, but to gather more evidence we'd need to leave this cave. For as long as justice is denied under the Green Pact, the forest will destroy any of us who set foot outside this cave. You have my gratitude. There are 3 suspects whose behavior has been called into question. Aranak, the Khajiit merchant, Spinner Aranas, and his wife Gathiel. I suggest talking to my people to find possible witness testimony before venturing into the town.
I heard you've been made Pact Advocate. Is this true? I want to help in any way I can. The Green Pact is sacred, and the person who broke it must be brought to justice. Anything to fix this. Aranak's been in our town for years. Why would he suddenly decide to do this? Besides, the Pact is a special bond between the Wood Elves and the Forest. I don't think the Forest would react this way if Aranak were guilty. Aranis is a good man. He's the village spinner, so it's his job to pass on the stories of the Wood Elves and the Green. I learned about the Green Pact from his stories when I was a child. He would never endanger the village, or break the Pact. A real piece of work. Always scheming, that one is. Spinner's wife or not, I'm sure she's guilty. She's been sick for weeks and just happens to get better the night the Pact was broken? I'd testify against her in a heartbeat. I heard you've been making anything to fix this. A real piece of work. Aranak's been in our town for years. Why would he suddenly decide to do...
So Trethane Roland wants you to investigate the violation of the Green Pact. I don't see what there is to investigate. The culprit is plain enough, but I'm happy to help. Ask what you want, but I think it's obvious who did it. That Khajiit has always held our traditions in contempt. The night the Green Pact was broken, there was a terrible storm. I was sitting by the window, watching the lightning. That's when I saw that filthy cat sneak off into the woods towards the cave. I will happily testify against him. Spinner Aranas is our guiding light. He helped heal my cousin when she got sick, and has always been a staunch defender of the Green Pact. It's offensive he's even under suspicion. Gathiel has her moments of ego, but she's a loyal member of this community. We were all praying for her during her recent illness, and were thrilled at her recovery. I don't think she's capable of this crime.
Have you spoken to Nithalin? I was inside that night, but I know she was out walking. Naildil too. I'm sorry. I don't really know anything, I guess. But the Khajiit fella was always very nice. I don't believe it was him.
I don't want to believe the Khajiit is guilty, but I'm not blind. I can read the signs. Lightning struck in the village the night the Green Pact was broken. The Khajiit is involved in some way.
So Trethane Roland has you looking into the destruction of the sacred flower. I hope you understand this isn't just about a plant. The Green Pact defines us. Our whole way of life is based on it. I hope you take the investigation seriously. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but I can tell you already that it was our spinner. He's an alchemist. He makes unnatural concoctions with plants. He claims to never use anything forbidden, but everyone knows that alchemists need lots of herbs to do their work. I am willing to testify against him for bringing this down on us. I won't stand any bad-mouthing of Gathiel. Sure, she's married to that alchemist, but she's nothing like him, rooting around in the dirt for dead leaves. The way she carries herself, her beauty, her refinement, she would never stoop so low. That merchant is harmless. He only gets what people ask him to acquire, and I've never seen him harm a leaf. If it weren't for him, we'd be cut off from the rest of the world entirely.
We stand ready to hear your findings, Advocate. I encourage you to ask the suspects about any evidence you found before making an accusation.
I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it all my life. It is unthinkable. I was sick, yes. But my husband and I prayed to Ifrit, and she saw fit to heal me. I suppose to a jealous eye it could look suspicious, but it's not evidence of guilt. On the contrary, some might say Ifrit has rewarded our faithfulness. I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by... Why, yes. That is my sign, and the sign of several others in this village. Surely it was shining because I was being blessed with good health after a period of such long sickness. I am still thanking the Divines for choosing to spare me. I would never violate the Green Pact. I've lived by it all my life. How dare you? You read my most private thoughts and then hold them against me as evidence? Last I heard, thinking was not a crime. So callous. How would you feel if you were dying? Wouldn't you seek a cure? Of course I looked for something that would help, but in the end it took faithful prayer and nothing else.
It's truly terrible what has come upon the village, but I promise I'm not the one responsible. It's my duty as Spinner to teach the children about the Green Pact. I would never violate it. Alchemy is not a common practice among wood elves, so it's understandable that there's some confusion. The only plant material I've ever used were leaves and flowers that naturally fell to the ground, as per our laws. It's truly terrible what is... my sigil. It's unfortunate, but there was a fierce storm the other night. What's a tangle of dead branches against a gale like that? That's assuming the storm did it. Someone could have easily destroyed my sigil to make me look guilty. It's truly terrible what has come upon the village, but I promise I'm not the one responsible. I know what it looks like, but I didn't cut that plant. I found it in the forest by the dead tree. It was already cut. I thought it was a gift from Ifrit to cure my wife of a wasting sickness. Please, you must believe me.
Please, it wasn't me. How could it be me? I am a Khajiit. Only wood elves can break the Green Pact. Yes, there was a storm the other night, and storms bring lightning. What does that prove? I should have chosen a better place to keep my car, that is all. Please, it wasn't me. How could it be me? And if I did cut the flower, that does not solve the wood elves' problem. The Green Pact is their custom. I got an anonymous order for a flower and I filled it. I did not know the flower was sacred. The one who placed the order is guilty, not me. Please, it wasn't me. I was out in the storm trying to clear away fallen branches and protect my cart. For all the good it did.
We stand ready to hear your findings, Advocate. I encourage you to ask the suspects about any evidence you found before making an accusation. Remember, once you have made an accusation, you must present the supporting evidence as requested. If you are truly ready, please name the accused. You have formally accused Gathiel, the wife of our spinner, of breaking the Green Pact. Who do you have to stand in testimony against the accused? Citizen, please step forth as accuser. Advocate, what physical evidence do you have to present to us? We accept this diary into evidence. Please place it on the table. Please present the final piece of evidence, an omen from the heavens portending the guilt of the accused. We accept this astrology chart into evidence. Please place it on the table. Please allow me a moment to review the evidence you have presented, Advocate. After a careful review of the evidence provided to this court, I find the spinner's wife, Gathiel, guilty as charged.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Advocate,
sorry.
we have asked much of you in this terrible
I was
affair, but
afraid
I
to
must
die.
rely upon you for one final sacred task. Please escort the prisoner to the judgment chamber below.
This isn't real. This is all a bad dream. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. Don't you understand? I was dying. That plant was my salvation. You would have done the same. I didn't have a choice. It was just one plant. I would have died otherwise.
It is done.
It is done. It is done. It is done.
You have done what we could not. You have restored us to the Green Pact. All is right, even if all is not yet well. Thank you. Gathiel was the gem of our village. It's still hard to believe, but who could blame her for wanting a cure to her illness? The Green Pact is a harsh burden sometimes. Still, we are grateful to you. You're welcome here anytime.
We will never forget how you helped bring peace back to our village.
I am grateful that you believed in me. I wish I could say the same of the others here. Many still believe I am guilty, even though the forest has returned to normal.
I'm glad you proved me wrong, Advocate. Losing our spinner would have been unthinkably difficult on us all.
I still can't believe she's gone. I don't blame you, Advocate. I blame myself that I missed it. I'm going to pass down the title of Spinner as soon as I find a suitable replacement. I can no longer be the spiritual light that Karthar needs.
We've observed your travels through Grahtwood, and have need... Our eyes are everywhere in Grahtwood. We've fixed them upon you for some time. We're in need of an outsider, unknown in Cormount. Someone with versatility. I'm privileged to be a Vine Dusk Ranger. We report directly to King Camoran Eredon, ruler of the Wood Elves. We protect his rule against all threats, without or within. The Black Sap Rebellion, for one. Though nearly broken at the Dominion's formation, its last remnants plague Cormount. With your help, we can finally end our civil war. If you're agreeable, I'll open a portal to our base of operations. Give me a moment to open the portal. There you go. Quickly now, enter the portal. The portal transfer is complete.
Good. It's who we've been expecting. You're in no danger here, friend. Come, let us speak. Cormount is where the Black Sap Rebellion began. With your help, Cormount will be where it ends. The Vine Dusk Rangers need you to flush out the Black Sap leaders. Killing them will only fuel the flames of rebellion. They must be brought into custody. After General Andare broke their backs, we pacified the remnants of the Black Sap. Every rebel in Grahtwood knows our faces. But not yours. Your anonymity allows you to get close and capture their leaders. The Black Sap hate the King, but they have less love for the Dominion. We know they're planning something. Given their methods, it'll be loud and bloody. We can't allow this to fester. But if we capture its leaders, the rebellion ends overnight. Goranir is strong as an ox and just as proud. His brother Lorchan seems to have more eyes in Grahtwood than we do. Both are sons of Gelthior, cousin to King Camoran Eredon, traitor to his people, and the prisoner for whom this place was built. Nothing we didn't know already. Gelthior is the king's cousin, so we're forbidden from using harsher methods. More's the pity. If you care to question him yourself, do so before you leave. You won't return here unless his sons are in hand. Meet with Trethane Eardell, our agent in Cormount. It took months, but she identified locals connected to the Black Sap. She'll get you started. Once you've departed, Farinor will seal the portal. None must know we're holding Gelthior at this location. Or that he's alive, for that matter. I've spent much of the past year as caretaker here, but I'll answer as best I can. We needed a place where none could find Gelthior, so we dug out a remote alien ruin, set up this prison, and then caved in the entrance. The only way in or out is through Farinor's portals. So to answer your question, we're nowhere. We barely won the Civil War. Gelthior would sit the throne if Queen Irene hadn't answered our call for aid. Once we'd captured the leader of the Black Sap, we knew we couldn't risk his escape. So we brought him here, to this hole in the ground. You hear that, Gelthior? It's the last of your rebellion collapsing upon itself.
Come to mock the rightful king of the Wood Elves. Go on then, have your fun. Not answer me, you traitorous dog? You aren't one of Mayros' killers, that's clear. Ask your questions. Since his ascension to the throne, the king's attempts to renew our lands shows how soft he is on the Green Pact. My people need a ruler who understands the ancient compacts aren't to be discarded. As second in line to the throne, it fell to me. Our ancient compact with Ifre brought splendor to the Wood Elf people. Yet this king's own Vine Dusk Rangers are exempt. I've seen them eat roots from the ground. Disgusting. When the people called for justice, I had no choice. Of course I did. How better to reaffirm the Green Pact, to keep the High Elves out of Grahtwood? But General Endari ended the Black Sap when she slaughtered us at Cormount. I fear my sons can't see the rebellion is over. It's why I hope you capture them. If the full weight of the Dominion gets involved in a local rebellion, my people will suffer. I'd rather use the Dominion's tools against them. A public trial will show our cause to be just, but only if my sons still live. If Lorchon knows I'm alive, he'll come peacefully. He's pragmatic and not the type to waste his life for a lost cause. Goranir is another matter. He's not the type to kill you outright, but step lightly. He's very proud, that one.
Say the word, and I'll open a portal to Cormount. Once you pass through, it will seal behind you. If you have anything to do before you leave, now is the time. I'm the Vindusk's Master of Portals. I've spent most of my life studying their magical intricacies. I've developed my own types of portals, the kind which can't possibly be traced. Without my expertise, none of this will be possible.
It doesn't matter if you think you saw Nathras eat a potato. I can't do anything without proof.
Thank you, Trethane. I won't have my good name sullied by this fanatic.
A year ago, we'd have buried him up to his neck for blasphemy.
Enough! I've given my ruling. Now both of you, please get on with your lives. I don't want to hear any more of this. Yes? How can I help you? I'm sorry you had to witness that. I knew Cormount's citizens were zealous about the Green Pact, but sometimes they go hunting for trouble. Yes, Farina said I'm to support you in tracking down Gelthiel's sons. We'll start with Lorchon, the Black Sap spy master. If we capture him first, his brother Goranir will be without eyes. And before you ask, I lost it in the war. The Black Sap rebellion started here. It won't surprise you to learn Cormount citizens provide food and gold to the remnants. They use special phrases to arrange meetings. If you know the phrases, you can get to the remnants. The phrases change weekly. Definitely the work of Lorchon. Lucky for you, I've done the scut work. You'll find this week's phrases in the journal next to me. I leave it to you to work out which ones to use. The Black Sap protects its own. I can't imagine they'll be happy. You'll see a list of known sympathizers in the journal. Approach them and use the right phrase to set up a meeting with Lorchon. Find me when you're done. Everything should be in the journal. Be careful. Cormount has been crawling with Black Sap.
wonder how long South Point's mayor will survive in the Shivering Isles.
Hopefully not very.
Everything you see comes from something I killed myself. In Cormount, we use what we hunt. That's strange. I haven't seen a peeper around here in quite some time. Imposter!
You'll leave Cormount in my stomach!
I don't know how my neighbours can walk the streets. Everywhere I go, I see where the Jade Butcher's troops killed my friends. That's strange. I haven't seen a peeper around here in quite some time. I don't know how my name... That's strange. I haven't seen a peeper around here in quite some time. You aren't one of us.
Camoran filth!
I suppose you don't have any jugger, do you? So delicious. If I could, I'd drink it straight from the pig. That's strange. I haven't seen a peeper around here in quite some time. That's true. Say, do you know why the peeper's skin is red? You're a new face. What do you want? Head to the butcher's ground. He'll be there when he's ready. We won't speak again.
Have you secured a meeting with Lorchan? Of course. It's where General Andare cut down most of their forces. The Jade Dragoons struck at night, from all directions. The Black Sap never stood a chance. They tried to surrender, but General Andare had ordered her soldiers to cleanse the area. Seems the Jade Dragoons always follow orders. No good reason, I'm sure of it. But we don't have a choice. If Lorchan shows up, you'll need to capture him. Here, these were Galthior's rings. His sons will recognize them immediately. As soon as Lorchan puts it on, he'll be transported to the hidden prison. One of Farina's more devious enchantments. He's still calling himself that? The boy needs a hobby. He once proposed we use his portals to send the contents of our latrine into a Black Sap camp. The perfect distraction, he said. We called him the Master of Privies for a month. We need Lorchan and his brother. See if you can get him to talk about where Goranir is hiding. You have a ring for each brother. Once you've captured them both, Ferrino will find you. And if we don't meet again, it's been an honor. Now back to my mind-numbing duties. Good luck out there.
I see my black sap are no match for you. I know you're working for those Vine Dust cowards. I knew the moment you arrived in Cormount. But you wish to speak with me. Why? Are you? I admit, I'm not one for direct confrontation. That's more Gorinir's style. I've long preferred to fade into the background, which I'll do unless you have anything of value to say. Alive? He's been missing for the better part of the year. Everyone thought him dead. I've long suspected he lives and have an inkling of who holds him. Tell me the name of his jailer, and I'll know if you speak the truth. I see. Very well, I wish to turn myself in. Take me to my father. If he's alive, I must speak with him. The Black Sap Rebellion needed my family to begin, and now it lives in the heart of the people. It will flourish in time, but I'd rather be at my father's side when it happens. I did surrender, yes? Shall we be off? My brother is in a cave on the other side of Cormount. Good luck reaching him. He has many soldiers at his command, and he's not much for talking before acting. And you should hurry before he sets his plan in motion. As I said, he's not much for talking, sometimes not even to me. I do know how much he loathes the Jade Butcher, and that he wants to repay the Dominion in kind. I told you where to find Gorinir, now take me to my father. To identify me as your prisoner, so the Vine Dust don't kill me on sight? Very well. I'm ready to go when you are. How unexpected.
Now, pull him through!
stand down! If the intruder made it here, you'll be just another notch on the scabbard! Are you with the Vine Dusk Rangers? The Justiciars? The Fighters Guild? It doesn't matter. I know why you're here. Justice! Queen Irene invaded our land and killed our people. All in the name of the false king Camoran Eredon. The only justice is in the soil, where her Jade Butcher slaughtered our people. And now, that very soil will rise up to take back what is rightfully ours! Our constructs already rise to take back Cormount. Those who follow the Green Pact will see the forest rise against the Dominion invaders. Fitting revenge for the Jade Butcher's work. Ifre's children loathe the outsiders who pick away at the Green. Until the Black Saps sit on the throne in Eldenroot, Grahtwood itself will rise against the invaders. They weep for Gelthior. The death of my father drove them to this. You can't stop anything. It has already begun. The Dominion camps will know the pain and fear General Andare brought us one long bloody year ago. I only regret one thing. I hope to end the Jade Butcher myself, to honor the memory of my father. Lies! Our best sorcerers spent a year searching for any sign of him. But there's no trace. My father is dead. It's my father's ring. I took it from his bedroom when I was a child. When he found out, he boxed my ears. This proves nothing. Only that you may have slain my father before you came for me. You have Lorchon as well? It doesn't matter. The Dominion camps will fall to our constructs, and the people will rise behind the Black Sap. I won't listen to your lies about my family. All right. Lead me to my father. A trick!
Black Sap are finished. We're at the West Bridge. Come, join us.
Our hero returns. For Rhino, open a portal. Meroth wants to speak with our friend.
Yes, ma'am.
Goranir, stop
By
your
your tongue,
relentless
Lawson.
pacing.
Your lack of
It's
commitment
giving me
is
a
the reason
headache.
we're here.
If you won't stop bickering, I'll gag you both. Ha, come in. Good work out there. The Black Sap are leaderless and their attack was blunted thanks to your quick work. Cormount will heal in time. We'll keep them here until the king says otherwise. Better they're thought missing than known to be alive or dead. The Black Sap leadership won't know what to do. What would you have us do? Give them a public trial? This is a delicate time for the king. Gelthior has too many sympathizers in Cormount. Perhaps one day, when things are more stable. Until then, they can rot in here. Perhaps you're right. Rumors of his weakness on the matter have been persistent. All I can do is advise the king when I next see him. But my word still carries some weight. I'll recommend a public trial to show he doesn't fear the Black Sap. Here, a little present. I can't make you a Vine Dusk Ranger, but I can give you something to show you're an honorary member. They represent the King's trust, knowing we uphold the Green Pact, despite our exemption from it. You've more than earned it.
What is it?
My family is indebted to you. I remember your goodwill after our trial declares me the rightful king of Valenwood.
The people of Grahtwood will know what we've done for the Green Pact. The king won't have any recourse but to pardon us all. You've done more for the Black Sap Rebellion than you'll ever know.
My father has many friends in Elden Root. They'll see us out of this mess.
so much to report. A fellow seeker of knowledge. I can tell by the glint in your eye. The Reliquary of Stars is a marvelous find, is it not? Why, it recently came alive, though perhaps awake is the more appropriate word. One of my fellow Mages Guild scholars leads the excavation if you care to learn more. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Lara Nalda or her assistants in quite some time. Suppose it's a bit troubling. Say, would you happen to be headed into the ruins? I have this report to finish, but if you could check on Lara Nalda, it'd set my mind at ease. I'd love to chat more, but I really must finish this report. My fellows in the Elden Root Mages Guild are chomping at the bit to learn more of our findings. Yes, of course. Every dabbler in Proto-Alien literature knows. Many believe it's a metaphorical contrivance, but Lara Nalda thinks it's located in the walls of this ruin. If she wants to end such a promising career, more funding for the rest of us. Ooh, I'm sure she can explain her ridiculous theories better than I.
I have little time to waste.
If you're trying to sneak up on me, you have some competition. These flying books can be maddeningly silent when they want to be. Sometimes in pairs. They slam shut on your ear tips, then flutter off. It seems half the library has tormented us since we tripped the wards. I've been trying to settle things down, but it's slow going without my assistance. Tedrini headed to explore the Flesh Gardens. Once the wards broke, I sent Behilir to fetch him. Neither returned. Mages Guild protocol says I should remain in place until aid arrives. I'm hoping that's you. Do be careful out there. These books are harmless enough, but they aren't the only things flitting about in the dark. Everything was quiet when we arrived, but bones and other refuse littered the halls. With the wards broken, it wouldn't surprise me if more than books are moving about. The secrets in the Reliquary of Stars were long ago uncovered, save one. Incredible amounts of magicka coursed through its walls, even when the ruins remained dormant. Until recently, this was thought to be a peculiarity of its construction. It all goes back to Enumeril, one of the greatest Ayleid architects of the First Era. He built the Great Seal of Bellerata and the orrery at Eldenroot. Then recently, we uncovered proof that he constructed the archives in the Reliquary of Stars. Enumeril put his heart into his work. Literally, if the stories have the right of it. It powered the orrery at Eldenroot until it was lost. That's the source of power here, you see? It's what we hope to recover. Think of the potential applications. Are you, then? The Magus Guild petitioned the court of King Camoran Eridan for months before we were allowed to excavate. And now you hope to waltz through and collect the heart of Enumeril for yourself. Why would you possibly need it? Oh, I suppose that's a good enough reason. We've scoured the ruins from top to bottom and haven't seen so much as a glimmer. But if we do find it, the Mages Guild would be more than happy to aid Queen Irene.
Blasted Xarxes! I know I shouldn't have... Oh, another one? Hello? You aren't an illusion, are you? Thank the stars! You have to get me out of here! It seems I set off an ancient trap, but I think I've determined how those strange lights channel their energy, and how to turn it against them. Once trapped, strange creatures covered in eyes and tentacles descended from above. They reinforced the sconces with foul magic from their largest eyes. Those eyes are key. Extract one and use it to refocus the lights. It should break the binding. I don't know. Daedra, I expect? The horrors of Oblivion aren't my specialty. You'll know those floating beasts if you see them. They have many tentacles and seem quite nimble, like netches but covered in eyeballs. Arms. Thought they were going to fall off. I'm glad the eyeball was worth it. So good when a theory works in practice, you know? I was certain it was a good theory. All part of the scholarly process, my friend. But never mind that. I should thank you for your timely rescue. I'll head back to our camp. I cannot wait to tell Rinaldo what happened here. I spent the first half of my day suspended in an elaborate alien light trap that you disabled with a slimy Daedra eyeball. I'd prefer to avoid any further excitement.
You hold my lock of hair, yet you are not him. Why follow the words of another? Do you bring me a message from him? Is he delayed? Oh no. I hoped we would join together in one last embrace, before triggering our death with my voice. But I whispered his name aloud as I waited. Was that enough to collapse the stones? I should go now.
hold still, I could capture its likeness. So many fleshlings running through the halls. Such obstreperous creatures. You seem a fine specimen. I don't think I have one of your kind in my garden. Oh, and it speaks. I just finished a tetriny, some of my finest work between you and me, though you couldn't possibly appreciate the detail. Why, you need to entertain me. There are a variety of chests throughout the gardens. I placed your friend's soul in one of them. See if you find it before my posing retinue tears you to pieces. The caretaker. I preserve everything against the ravages of time. Scrolls and books are easy. But the aliens themselves, they resisted at first, but they saw things my way in time. Have a look around. They used to be. Turning a body to stone is easy. The trick is keeping the mind intact. If they hadn't settled into place so many years ago, I'd introduce you to my former masters. Pity. Hardly. My masters found there were certain difficulties in allowing me to roam this place unfettered. So they split me from my body. In this form I can go where I please, but I can't touch anything directly. It's quite upsetting. The caretaker. I preserve everything against the ravages of time.
You perfidious slime! You'll rule the... What? You're not... And I'm... What happened? Ukezi. Why does that name sound familiar? Perhaps... No, I've lost it. Wait, where is La Ronalda? Good. That's good. Then it hasn't been too long. I really should head back, get my bearings. Don't worry about me. I know the way back.
Ah, good. Everyone back in one place. I was beginning to worry. And not a moment too soon. I managed to subdue one of the tomes. It's proven most enlightening. The Reliquary of Stars was created to preserve knowledge. This we already knew. But the book speaks of a deeper level, closed off from the rest of the ruin. I suspected the Heart of an Umbral was hidden somewhere in the ruin, and now I know where. If this description is accurate, the entrance lies somewhere in the Hall of Might. But there's something else. Would you come with me? Thank you. Tedrini has behaved quite erratically since his return. This should be far enough. When you went searching for my assistance, did you see anyone else? Anyone intelligent, I mean. Spectres don't count. Damn. That's what I was afraid of. The book mentions her specifically, some sort of caretaker. Her specialty was... well, there's no easy way around it. She controlled the minds of others. It seems even the Aliads feared her. Maybe. Tedrini hasn't been the same since he returned. He's normally so enthusiastic about his studies, but he's withdrawn into himself. It's downright unsettling watching him suffer like this. I'd like to run some simple tests for signs of Daedric influence. While I do so, would you bring Behilir with you to search the Hall of Might? I suspect the Heart of an Umbral lays within its walls. Wonderful. If this tome is correct, there's a passageway hidden in the library. I'm sure you and Behilir will find it.
I heard my name. What do you need?
Behilir, our friend needs your help in the Hall of Might.
The Hall of Might? So you think we found it? Oh, exhilarating! Lead away, my friend. This looks promising. Let's start searching. Must be around here somewhere. Over here! There's a draft coming from this bookcase! Of a numeral. I never thought I'd hold it.
In my own two hands. Well, puppet hands count as my hands. The power It's exquisite. And I have you to thank. And now, I really must take this Behelia puppet for a stroll. Let's see how fast it can run. I'm nearly free after all these years. Once I have my body back, the mortals will suffer. I'll make them all. I don't have time for this. This really is too easy.
Behelia, what are you doing? What happened? Why did Behelia sound so strange? Behelia suggested Tadrini was under her control. A ruse, and one I should have seen. But if Ukezi has the heart of an Umaril, she can use it to restore her spirit to her body. We have to get it back. Through the door. We've never been able to open it, and I don't know where it leads. Quickly, after her. I'll attempt to restore the wards here, should you fail. We can't allow a Daedra to wreak havoc with the heart of an Umaril.
And with one final shift. Yes, it's working. I can feel it. Where is that ugly thing? It should be here! You, Phantom? Huh? What's happening? You think me defeated so easily? No, not again.
You! I hadn't thought you'd make it out alive. Ukezi must have been formidable alone. With the heart of a Umaril in her hands, I can hardly imagine. You do have it, don't you? Wonderful! When all the flying books fell, I knew it had left the ruins. I'll return it to the Elden Root Mages Guild, per our agreement with the king. We won't need to worry about Daedra finding it there. Very well. So they're really going through with it, are they? I'd pay my weight in gold to see the orrery working. I'll personally ensure it reaches there without further trouble, don't you fear. After I return it to the orrery, perhaps I can research its properties once the ceremony is complete. If the Queen allows, of course. I'm not one to stand in the way of royalty.
The forest sings to me, but it is a song of sorrow. Something must be done. The wood weeps. Can you hear it too? Is that why you've come? They say all wounds heal in time. This is true, even for the Valenwood. Yet some wounds are more grievous than others, and if left to fester, can only bring death. The ruin of Gilvardell suffered so, and the mark left behind is one of rot and decay. Each day I carry a vessel of the waters blessed in this shrine, and feed it into that which flows into the darkened vale. Its strength will remind the earth what it once was. But my body grows weak with age, even if my resolve holds. Will you help me? Thank you. Take this vial and fill it with the waters from this basin. The water must be taken by the one who carries it. With that done, make for the falls that feed into Gilvardell and pour the water at each crest. Nature will do the rest. My son Earthenor helps me tend the shrine here, but he is young and has a young one's whim. More interested in chasing girls and hunting beasts than the worries of an old one like me. Yet his heart is kind and he is dear to me. I do not blame him.
stranger. Why are you here? Who are you? Where is my mother? She always brings the water to these falls. Oh, I see. My apologies then. She had been after me to aid her, but I saw it as her usual nagging. Maybe she really does need someone. I should go and see her. You have my thanks for the kindness you showed her. I'll tell her you kept your word. So, you have come. Stay your hand and hear my words. Dominion, Pact, Covenant. You're like school children fighting over marbles, while the world around you is on fire. I am the most humble servant to the blessed goddess Almalexia. Her divine vision foresaw your coming, as in a dream. We share a common enemy. That does not make us friends, but it does make us allies. The Prince of Schemes. The Harvester of Souls. Do not force me to speak his name. One of his dark anchors has planted itself in the ruins of what was once the town Gilvardel. Those who came to destroy it have gone missing. We must find them. Good. We will set aside differences for the sake of Tamriel. We need to know what happened here, and surviving members of the group sent to destroy the dark anchor will know best. We must split up and search. She is our merciful healing mother, divine goddess of the tribunal of Morrowind, who I am sworn to serve. Though occupied with the war that rages on, her compassion extends to all when it comes to the vile Prince of Schemes. My goddess possesses many gifts, not the least of which is her sight. She saw you were crucial to what must happen here, and that your hatred of the Prince of Schemes burns almost as deeply as her own. Allies, recruited by Almalexia to aid me in opposing the Harvester of Souls, plucked from the best of the Fighters Guild across Tamriel. Every one of them experienced at destroying dark anchors, which is what makes their disappearance so troubling. Perhaps you have heard the song in the taverns. O Gilvardel, your name is desolation on my lips. Once a thriving wood elf town was nestled here, full of life and music, until he came. The Harvester of Souls claimed them all, reaping every last soul. Almalexia saw the horror as it unfolded, but could do nothing. Her memory is long, and her compassion burns like the sun. She sent a group of us to destroy the Dark Anchor here. We have a better chance of finding it.
Help! Oh, help me! Get me! Soldiers. Soldiers everywhere. They've turned our holy site into a slave camp. Get out of here while you still can. Dominion soldiers. They're led by General Indare, the Jade Butcher of Cormount. They forced us to dig for them, to uproot the soil. They're looking for something buried deep in the ground. One of the soldiers called it Rachin's mantle. My friend Raylor seemed really concerned. He asked me to go to Elden Root and warn the Mages Guild. I've never seen him so worried. Raylor is near those glowing stones. Be careful!
You aren't with the pilgrims, are you? Then perhaps you can be of assistance. General Indare scours this place for Rajin's mantle, but the relic must be kept from her hands. Either she misunderstands the dangers, or she thinks they don't apply to her. I'm concerned about its misuse. Unless you're prepared to handle them correctly, relics such as these can corrode you. I would tell General Indare myself, but I don't trust her intentions. Not after she pressed these pilgrims into service. Then she's in luck. I served the 8 divines before joining the Mages Guild. I know what must be done to safely transport a relic such as Rajin's mantle. We'll just need to find it before General Indare does. The Falinesti faithful believe the Welkin stones hold the memories of the walking city. Earlier, I heard soldiers speaking of the same stones. If you can see me past the frost trolls, perhaps we can see what the stones have to do with Rajin's mantle. Rajin is a Khajiit trickster god, also worshipped by thieves and deceivers. The Khajiit swap tales of Rajin's greatest pranks. It is said his 7 shadows do his bidding throughout Tamriel. Yes, each shadow reflects a different aspect of Rajin's personality and power. This could be a convenient metaphor, actual living shadows, or something else entirely. I have a theory, but until I can support it, speculation is less than useless. Perhaps the Welkin stones will reveal more. A famous High Elf general, or infamous, depending on who you ask. Her Jade Dragoons are well respected, but she has an aggressive reputation. Last I heard, she was in Haven. A very good question, which raises another. Rajin's mantle is a Khajiit legend. Why does she seek it out in Grahtwood, the home of the Wood Elf King? What could have brought it to the Falinesti winter site? Arms as tall as a person, an endless hunger, and jaws that can snap off a horse's leg in a single bite. Why am I afraid of frost trolls? The real question is, why aren't you? Let's see what these stones reveal.
Who are you? What brings you into my home?
A simple thief of hearts, come to steal yours from this walking city.
Steal my heart or steal your loins? For your arrow looks a quiver.
Such a lowly mouth can dine anywhere, a trait we both share. What service to our palates should we conjoin in feast?
I am a married woman, so you must starve, unless you care to feast upon yourself.
General Indari can't have been interested in... There must be more to see.
I cannot sleep, and my husband will not wake. What cruel jest is this?
Say the word, Lady Nerume. I will allow you to sleep in my bed.
Scoundrel! You think to steal me from my husband? From the city I call home?
I only stole your sleep, which I gifted to your husband. His inattention must make him harder to love.
What would you know of love, monster? You have none of it, and you will have none of me.
Your protests ring hollow, Lady Nerume. We shall see how much when I steal you away from husband and home.
It smells of wet fur and death! Don't let it eat me!
What else can we learn?
Come to me, my little snowbird.
What have you done? Where am I?
This vault, I built it to hold a precious treasure deep below your walking city. I will keep you safe and away from interference.
Why have you done this? Is your heart as cold as this chamber?
Your heart is cold, Lady Nerume. Warming it to Rajin's shadow will unlock the prison built of your denial.
Never. I would rather freeze until time's end than share one warm moment with you.
So be it. This vault shall forever hold your frozen heart. I leave my mantle to conceal the shame you caused me. Farewell, Nerume.
Now we know why the fallen Esti faithful were forced to dig. We should speak of this. General Indari was certain she'd find Rajin's mantle beneath the fallen Esti winter site. She made the fallen Esti faithful dig for that frozen vault. It seems they have uncovered it. And it would certainly explain the frost trolls. Perhaps Kirtor can help. The fallen Esti faithful aren't led by anyone, but after the soldiers arrived, he worked to keep tempers calm. He may know where to find the vault. Last I saw, he was in an encampment near the dig site. Mostly Farlanesti faithful with a handful of soldiers. We should avoid the site itself. The frost trolls are down there. They're peaceful sorts. Most believe their faith will one day draw the walking city back from wherever it disappeared. You'd be better off asking them to explain their own delusion. I've noted it's not a religious experience for everybody. Some use the annual pilgrimage to hold a revel in Farlanesti's honor. Any excuse to celebrate.
It's going to kill us!
You travel with Braylor. He has proven himself a friend to the Farlanesti faithful. There are questions written upon your faces. What is it you seek? As was General Endare. When our digging revealed existing tunnels, she pulled us back to our camp before taking her soldiers to the dig site below. Then the frost trolls emerged from the caves. They slaughtered most soldiers left behind. We were already at our camp. I know she led soldiers into one of the caves, but not which one. Take care should you seek her out. You'll need to descend into the dig site. She pressed us into service in the search for Rachin's mantle. Initially, their treatment was harsh. But I spoke with her directly and proposed she take a lighter approach. In return, I would convince the Farlanesti faithful to assist her efforts. Yes, she saw the wisdom in my words. A reasonable request earned a reasonable response. A true shame the rest of Tamriel doesn't work like that.
Are you another soldier? Come to loose trolls upon the Valenwood? How can so many know my name after all these years? Yes, I am Narame. I hope to stem the tide of frost trolls by sealing their egress. But ice is the only form I may take beyond the walls of my prison. Tell me why you are here. You are not the first. General Endare broke through to my prison in search of the same. I will aid you in seeking Regine's mantle, but only if you swear to free me. Regine's mantle is the key to my prison beneath the Farlanesti winter site. If I but touch its hem, it will steal all my hatred for Regine's shadow and fill the void with love. I'll make lute strings of his innards first. Only another may safely free me. A cruel and spiteful jest. To show me I was powerless in his clutches. Worse, to kindle hope my husband would come to free me.
then smother that hope with his continued absence. But Rajine's shadow knows nothing of love. I did not waver, not once. There is another cave, sealed by a frost-covered door. It leads to my prison. If you swear to free me, I will allow you inside to speak of Rajine's mantle. I was delighted to speak with another after so long, but once inside she ignored me entirely. Then in her haste to find Rajine's mantle, she loosed the frost trolls. Rajine's shadow suspended them in my prison to guard against invaders. It seems they had never before supped on the flesh of men or mer. But once they did, it was a terrible frenzy. General Indari spoke of it being the second era. It seems I was trapped here in the first. There. Come. Let us speak of Rajine's mantle. This way! I'm in here! My prison holds me in complete solitude for centuries, yet 2 visitors arrive on the same day. But we have little time. General Indari has pushed deeper into the prison. Take this ring. It's my wedding band. It's the one thing I hold dear in this wretched place. Should you bring it to the inner vault, I can join you in icy form. I'll warn you of the dangers and aid you against them. You swore you would free me! Forgive me. The promise of freedom ruins my manners. You should do what you must, and what you are willing. I will not press you to betray who you are, not on my account. I was no mage when Rajine's shadow first stole me from Fallen Esti, but I've studied every inch of this icy prison. With effort, I learned to sap away its energy. It's what allows me to form the icy construct, as we first met. Direct my wedding band at any foe. I can use it as a focus to freeze your enemies for a short time. I've been trapped here for so long. To feel the sun upon my face again, just to think of its indulgence. General Indari's soldiers were no match for the Inner Vault. Step carefully.
Take it from me! Who are you? And why are you dragging that frost witch behind you? Out with it! You? I'm a decorated general of the Aldmeri Dominion, a hero to my people. Who better qualified to wield the power of a god? But I found Rajine's mantle. Why should Queen Irene be the one to wear it? I've been fighting since before she was born. You're right. We were overrun. I thought to use its power to slay our foes, but I couldn't stop. I killed my own soldiers. I can feel it, bringing my shadow to life. You must stop me, no matter the cost. No. You're trying to trick me. Trick the trickster god. Huh. I can see through your lies. I won't give it to you or anyone. You'll fall to Rajine's shadow. You cannot survive, Rajine.
You've done it. Grab Rajine's mantle so you might free me. I can't believe my eyes. You hold it in your hands. Now, to break my bonds from this horrid prison. Removing Rajine's mantle from the inner vault weakened the magic of the prison. Now you must break it, once and for all. Rajine's mantle is a slippery thing, especially with enchantments that bind its bearer. Place it upon the brazier at the heart of this room, and it will smother the curse upon me. Have no fear. The relic will come to no harm. Soon I'll leave this place and return to my home. I'd nearly lost all hope.
Lady Nehrume, you denied my love, and now I deny your journey home. If you beg my forgiveness, convincingly, I'll return the walking city from where I stole it.
What? Could that filth spirit away all of Fallen Esty? He took the walking city? He took my home? Or is this another of his lies? What else can I do but seek my home? But everything is so different now. General Indari mentioned an Aldmeri Dominion, yet I don't know what that means. Without someone to guide me, I may as well prostrate myself before Rajine's shadow. Truly? Then I must find this Braylor and see what he knows of Fallen Esty. I should seek him out, and see the sky again with my own eyes.
say the frost trolls
The
surround
sky is beautiful. A little different to what I remember. But the walking city, I must find it. The sky is beautiful.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but you're alive! We heard some terrible noises in the caves below. What happened? And you freed Lady Nerume! She's quite agreeable, and could prove to be a living repository of knowledge regarding the walking city. I hope General Endare didn't give you any trouble. I see. I don't know why she did all of this, but she was once a hero. I can't imagine her soldiers will take it well. But as you see, such relics are dangerous. I can deliver it to the Elden Root Mages Guild where its powers can be contained. I'll alert the Ultima Embassy when I've returned to Elden Root. Once I have it at the Mages Guild, I'll see if I can discern a safer way to handle it during a ratification ceremony. Excellent. I can't bear to think of the outcome had you not been here. But no matter. Lady Nerume and I will return to Elden Root as soon as it's safe.
Thank you. A group of bandits took over this old mine. Not much ore left. I suppose that's why it was abandoned. But they are working us to the bone to get whatever there is. I will once I gather my strength. Thank you for saving me. Please help the others.
I thought I'd never escape.
Light it up!
Thought I'd never escape.
Free, thanks to you.
Is that? Yes, I can tell by the runes. The slight alterations in the design and structure is unique to the Valenwood Aelids. I would be greatly interested in reassembling and studying this tablet if you're willing to part with it. How exciting! We still have much to learn about the Aelids that settled here. I am most glad you sought me out with this. Thank you. A find like this is incredibly rare. It could greatly advance our understanding of the Valenwood Aelids and their unique dialect. I must begin. Everyone knows the Aelids left many secrets behind. And the more we understand about them, the more we learn about what remains. Their language is part of this. And as the Aelids migrated and split, variations of their language emerged. Correct. We already know there were cultural differences between the Aelids of Cyrodiil and those that settled in Valenwood. Their language varies too, and is less understood than the more common Cyrodiilic. Any writing we find here is significant.